Islam, peace and good health. Islam to the Moors, to the Canaanites, to the Hebrews, to Kemites, to Cushites, Chaldeans. Yo, there's so many of us in history. So many names given, so many misplaced names, but we emerged. Olmecs, Mayas, Aztecs. More bitches, more biters, Marabouts, Max, Mix, Moors with an E, Eps, Moores. But one thing we are not is black. We're not colored. We're not African American. We're not Negro. We're not even Indians. Not natives. These terms are reclassifications or reclassifications for redesignation. But we're not those things. If you are phenotypically melanin, got copper, bronze, brown to tawny white like a Latino or what they call a Latino. Go back to Latin, because they ain't no quote-unquote Latin country. So you couldn't call someone particularly Latin, but they are Latin speaking, as they call it their language, because they don't want you to know who you are. But a Puerto Rican will be considered, which is another change of the original name of who they are. But that would be a tawny white. Very, very light complexion, but still MERS. Nonetheless, still MERS. Mexico. America. Edsum. Yo, it's all right there. But when you don't know history, and if you don't know history and you don't know law, and some people know law and don't know history. Some people know history and don't know law. It's synonymously the same. Historically, law had to come. Things had to be put in place for things to be where they are right now, or for things to be put out of place. But one thing we are not is black, Negro, colored, African American, Indian, or natives. Now this is about law. Let's take two specific laws for any black person that claim that they're black, they claim that they are Negro, or claim that they're African American. These are detrimental to your health. As you see, he's like, well, being black is detrimental to your health. You know it, but you can't explain it. Let's explain it. These are terms not of endearment, and these are terms of slavery. These are brand names. Like if I could put some Lee and some Levi's on the back of your pants, on the front you will put black. It's the same thing. It's a brand. It's to take from you and to give to another, or take from you and keep, because you don't know who you are, and without knowledge of self, and that term is so misused for a long time, but to correct the term, there's two laws. One is a Supreme Court decision, and as you know, most Supreme Court decisions become law, and which is law in most court cases. Either set a precedence or upholds it. But the thing about Supreme Court, it upholds the Constitution. Everything is based on the Constitution. Like every court is supposed to be based on the Constitution, but every court isn't based on the Constitution. Although every judge has taken a constitutional oath, but in federal courts, they don't do constitutional law, they do federal regulations or title or U.S. code, which wasn't even written by by Congress or the House of Representatives. It was an outsourced. The crime code bill is outsourced through another agency or agency organization. But nevertheless, even in your city, district courts, municipalities, the judges take constitutional oath, but they run statutes or statutory jurisdiction. In the Constitution of the United States, there are two laws mentioned. It's common law, and there's maritime law or admiralty law. Common law is law on the land. Admiralty, maritime law is law over water, over the sea, or over the ocean. Any statutory jurisdiction or statutory language is admiralty, maritime law. I'm like, hold up a second. That don't make sense. You just said that admiralty, maritime law is on water. Correct. But you said that statutory jurisdiction or statutory language is admiralty, maritime law. Correct. But they apply statutory jurisdiction and statutory language within your state. Correct. But I said common law is law on the land. Correct. So how are you applying statutory admiralty maritime law on the land if it's for the water? Then you got to find out who you are. Let's go three folds on this. 1666, sesquivi. It is a act of abandoned lands, or when the Moors left their land in Andalusia, which is now Spain, they claimed it under the sesquivi. They're abandoned lands. They're lost or dead at sea. They never came back to claim the land. They came over here to the Moroccan Empire, Amasum, Northwest Africa, the North Gate, North America, Central America, South America, the Atlantis Islands, which is Caribbean, which they also call West Indies, and Mexico, from Alaska to Argentina, Northwest Amasum, the North Gate, Almoricanus, Almoroc, Almagret, Alaska. Understand? Not yet, but you will. So, if they are applying this 1666 sesquivi, abandoned lands, how they did it in over there, right? Why they didn't do it over here? So how they applying something over there here? Well, the Moroccan Empire is global, meaning it is worldwide. It is also absorbed in the Ottoman Empire, which is connected with the Moroccan, all under the same umbrella. Old glory back there, the Moroccan Empire. So they applied a law or an act to the whole and creating other laws or name of laws. It's all in the name and what to which it applies to water or to the land. Common law is Constitution. Admiralty maritime law is on that water. So the supreme law of the land is Constitution. You have four of them. They call them the four constitutions. They call them the freedom charters. That's the Articles of Association 1774. Declaration of Independence 1776. Articles of Confederation 1777. Ratified 1779. And the Bill of Rights, which is the United States Constitution, in 1789. So these freedom charters, or charters of freedom, or four constitutions, or the Constitution, is common law those apply to United States citizens. Now, black man, black woman, blackamoor woman, blackamoor man, MERS, Mo. You are, but you claim to be Negro. 1774, you would classify as Negro. Articles of Association. Articles of Association is also articles of incorporation. It's funny, if you look it up in the Black Law Dictionary, articles of incorporation, it says go look at articles of association, or vice versa. Like, hold up, we talking about country, nation, right? Like, how can a corporation be a nation? Well, break the word down. Corpse, corporation. Gotta have corpse. So, to apply this 1666 says qui vi, abandoned lands, dead at sea, you all create a corpse on the land, a citizen. Citizen is not nationality, because citizenship falls under the federal government, or the federal corporation, or the federal bank. National, created, we the people created the federal. As back as you knew, you had Federalists, then you had Jeffersonians. You know, Federalists became the Republicans. Then you had the creation of the Democratic Party. So, historically and legally, I just did both. I don't know how anyone could go through history and not attach law. And I don't know how you can go through law and not attach history. You applying this Admiralty Maritime law in courts. You must stay on the land. You must stay on the Constitution. And even myself has failed to do this. Even when I went into court, I knew using statutory language is detrimental to your health, because it's for citizenship. And I'm a MER. I can't be a citizen. Even before I knew I was a MER, I was a Mo, I was a Moor, and I am more. Before I knew this, still couldn't be a citizen. Let's go to the two laws I was speaking about, or Supreme Court decision and an amendment in the Constitution. Supreme Court decision, Dred Scott versus Sanford. It was decided by Chief Justice Roger Taney, how you want to pronounce the name, that African descendants shall not, whether they're free or enslaved, African descendants, whether they are free or enslaved, shall not be citizens. That's a Supreme Court decision. 1850, 54, 56, 57. You know, I had to go up the rank of court system where Dred Scott sued for his freedom. But his status when he went to court, he said he was a slave. Think about that. When he went into court, he said he was a slave. You must study, 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 and study. Noble Joy the Holy Prophet, Noble Joy stated, you must study and study and study. And then, when you think you have finished studying, you better start studying yourself. That's what the prophet told us to do. And we don't study. So let's go to the amendment of the Constitution. 13th Amendment. This is what Abraham Lincoln brought about. President Lincoln at the time. amongst the help of his homeboys, General Hitchcock, Pascal Bill Randolph, and I want to send that information shout out to Seer the Ducateers. Gonna leave me on that path and let me go do my research on that. Thank you for that king has helped out me much. Islam to the Mo, and Dolo King of the Moors, and Tariq Bey, and Raz Bey, and Dr. Jose Pimenta Bey, and Irvin Van Sertima, peace to the gods. So many has helped. Even if information wasn't complete, if information wasn't completely correct, if information whatever, even the red pills and the blue pills, the ignorance that spew out of the mouth sometimes of a young pharaoh or a Sarasutneti, or because they don't have complete knowledge, they stop studying and they think they got this little niche and they sell you out to it. I don't give a damn about a view. If I got one view, that means I got to you, and that's the only thing I need to do. That's the job I was put here to do as a Mo. But I want to thank all incorrect information. I want to thank all the dirty Moors. I want to thank all the slow Moors, the rush Moors, the oxymoron Moors, the child molesters. I want to thank all the ignorance out here. I want to thank all the niggas. I want to thank all the black people. I want to thank all the crackers. I want to thank all the caucasoids, the super chimpanzees. I want to thank every ignorant and intelligent thing that came about, because it was all prophesied to be. Everyone is playing their role. Everyone. Even if you ignorant, you supposed to be. You ain't gonna wake up. For the ones that ain't gonna wake up, you ain't never gonna wake up. So it ain't for you, but it's for the ones that's supposed to be woken up. So this 13th Amendment that Abraham Lincoln and his cronies helped him produce, it has 20 sections. Now, when you look at the 13th Amendment, it's only going to show you 2 sections. This is what you call the part of the 3 dead badges of law. The 3 dead badges of law are the closed 13th Amendment, the 14th Amendment, and the 15th Amendment. They came after the assassination of Lincoln, 1871 plus. So, in the creation of the District of Columbia and the United States Corporation. So, when they brought the 3 dead badges of law to close up the 20 sections of the 13th Amendment, the 13th Amendment had 2 things in it that these Federalists or quote-unquote Republicans weren't feeling. One was to compensate all slave holders at least 100 US dollars, not more, each slave that was taken, or each slave that they lost, or their property. So he wanted to compensate. Like a man's supposed to be compensated for his property. So he was gonna compensate them for their property. And what he also, in section 12, in the abolishment of slavery with Africa, of pain and suffering and death, he stated that no African descendant shall ever be an U.S. citizen. That's in the Constitution. So you got a Supreme Court decision, which is law, Dred Scott versus Sanford, and you got the damn 13th Amendment. It's a constitution. It's a part of the Constitution. You got 2 constitutions. I'm not going to get in there right now, but I'm going to give you this. 13th Amendment, research it. 13th Amendment with the open 20 sections. Section 12, African descendants cannot be citizens. Cannot. Dred Scott African descendants cannot. I'm only gonna bring that today. Noble L, Dallas L, Bailey Bay, Count of Adshusheer, Durham, Constitutional, North Carolina, Old Turkey, Tuscarora Territory, Legatorum, Ante, Lattissime, Vero, Litem, Mente, Pertractans, which means I am a diplomatic counselor at law, at large, at Litem, at your service. Reach me at Eps.moor, Eps.moor, M-O-O-R, Eps.moor at gmail.com for any consultation, legal service, advice. I just want to get it. I've been studying a lot, and I'm never going to stop studying. We should never stop studying, because when we stop studying, when we stop choosing to know, and we don't know it all, we gotta accept that we don't know it all first. Black man, black or more. Black woman, black or more. You're not citizens of the United States, nor can you be. You only can be one or two things: slave or more. Only Caucasoids can be citizens. Only immigrants, foreigners, not from here. We are indigenous. Adshusheer. Okay? We are of the earth. We are Els and Bays. Als and Days. Ali. I'm gonna leave that. Noble L, Dallas L, Bailey Bay. At your service. Islam. Inshallah. Ashe Salah.